Hi everybody. Welcome to A Moment with Missy via Periscope. I will give people some moments to join in. Hello everybody. Welcome. Welcome to my Periscope. Got my hat on. All casual. Hey Millie. Thank you. I'm trying to see this. Armina? Hey guys. So for those that are watching this via replay, want to say welcome to you as well. While my live viewers are gathering in, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about who I am. First of all, I apologize. You're going to hear a dog barking in the background. It's my neighbor's dog. And yeah, so my name is Melissa Elise Hall. I go by Miss Missy, and I am a Chicago native, and I am a psychology and English major. But most importantly, what brought me to this place in my life, starting the brand Moments with Missy, is that I am a survivor that has learned how to thrive. And what that means is I've gone through, like everyone, extremely difficult circumstances. I have a history with depression, suicide ideation. I've been in an extremely toxic and abusive relationship. Just got to a point, didn't want to live anymore. And I have dedicated my life and my future to helping those who are and or who were like I once was, who are like I was. And you feel lost, you feel hopeless, you feel like there's no one here for you. I want you to know that you are not alone, and as dark and difficult as the darkness is, you can get out. So I just welcome everybody. I'm really excited. Last week, I told everyone to come ready with their praise report. I told everyone to come talking about something that they were grateful for, something good that was going on in their lives. And I wanted to start off my scope like that because tomorrow is my birthday. And so we're just going to have all this positivity and celebration going on this scope. Okay? Talk about the stuff that's good. So whenever you're ready, you can feel free to just start typing in what it is that you're grateful for, what it is that's going on in your life that's good. And we'll just spend a few moments with that. While I'm waiting on that to get started, as you see the topic, I really wanted to talk about mindset because that's one of the first steps in living your best life. That's one of the first steps in preparing for recovery, getting over depression and wanting to commit suicide and breaking away from toxic relationships is your mindset. A lot of people are still stuck because their minds are stuck. So we're going to get into that scope. I have 3 points that I want to talk about that's going to help you with your mindset. So I'll get to that. But to start this off, things that are going good in my life. I am sitting here on a live Periscope video, holding a phone in my hand, and I am talking. And just a few years ago, I was bedridden. I was sick. My muscles weren't working properly. I had a lot of bouts of a type of paralysis. I could hardly sit up for 5 minutes. It was really difficult just to have conversation because the sickness had affected my mental faculties in terms of I was just so fatigued it was hard to form sentences. So I have so much to be thankful for. I mean, these simple things, my eyes are open, my head is up. I had situations and different attacks where I couldn't even hold my head up. So look at me, everybody. So I have a lot to be thankful for, and I just wanted to start this out. So thank you for the hearts and the love. And like I said, if you have anything you want to shout out, something that you're happy for, join us. And once again, to my replay viewers, hey, Millie, I know you've got a lot to be thankful for. Go ahead and share it. Go ahead and get it together. But I'm just really thankful. So just to be here. So while those are coming in, I'm going to get into the scope because I won't be on a long time. But what I wanted to say first before I got into the scope. So I said I'm Melissa Elise, Miss Missy, and I am from Moments with Missy. I've actually got my shirt on. Moments with Missy, yeah. And I'm an author, a speaker, an advocate, a mentor, an empowerment coach. I wear a lot of hats. But I started Moments with Missy officially about 1.5 years ago, but it's been in operation for about 3 years. low key on Facebook in a Facebook group, but I started it and I made it official and I have turned it into a brand. And I said recently that it's more than a brand. It's not so much of a business, but it's a lifeline. And I am in the process of creating additional content. I have some fun stuff coming for you guys. Not so much fun. I guess it's fun for me seeing people work through their issues, but I am in the process of creating content that's going to help you work through your problems, work through where you're at in life, and it starts with the mindset, right? Okay, so first point, I said I had 3 points. Before I get to those points, I want to ask you a question. What are you spending your time thinking about? Okay? Well, I'm sorry, I'm moving this camera a lot, guys. What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Your future? Your past? Hurt? Are you rehearsing fears? Are you rehearsing issues? Like what's on your mind? What kind of stuff are you thinking about throughout the day? Are you thinking about, welcome Aaliyah. I'm sorry, it's not Aaliyah. I think it says Avia LLC. Welcome. So what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the guy that did you wrong? Are you thinking about what your household was like growing up? What is your mindset? What do you think about? Are you replaying your failures and your fears? Are you comparing yourself to other people? So as you watch the scope, I pray that you would just think about, what is it? Ask yourself. You don't have to tell me. But what is it that you spend your time thinking about? Okay? And it's so important that we train ourselves how to think, because the mind is powerful. It is so powerful. How we think and what we think about really determines not just our days, not just our mood, but our quality of life. And if all you think about is the past and the hurt and the difficulties that you've gone through, you're going to be very stuck. If all you think about is the people that was never there for you, all that you didn't get, didn't receive, it's going to be very hard for you to have an open heart and a warm heart. So think about that. All right. And I tell people, be your own cheerleader. So it's a lot easier said than done. Hi, literally popped up. How you doing? Welcome to my scope. I'm Miss Missy. Welcome to Moments with Missy. I'm excited to have you here. So yeah, I have been through a lot, as I was telling people, a lot in my past. And what I'm going to tell you these next few moments is a lot easier said than done, and I understand that. But I promise you, if you do the work, you'll get the results just like I did. So I say you have to be your own cheerleader, right? Because we're talking about mindset and we're talking about thinking process. And one of the big things is be your own cheerleader. Today, in this society, people are so selfish, self-centered, very busy. There's not a lot of people that are going to cheer for you, like legitimately cheer for you and encourage you and push you. But I like to tell people, that really is your number one job. You need to be your own cheerleader. It's great to have friends and family and supporters. Like, I got you guys here on the scope giving me hearts and love and all that good stuff. I appreciate it. It touches my heart, it encourages me, but I have to be my number one cheerleader, right? And so the first way to do that is evaluate, okay? And what do I mean? I want you to literally ask yourself, why do I need a cheerleader? What do I need to be cheered on about? Like, what do I need a cheerleader for? Right? And literally ask yourself, okay, maybe I feel alone. Okay, maybe this, maybe that. But what do I need cheering for? What is it that I'm accomplishing? What are my goals? What is it that I'm doing that I need a cheerleader for? So evaluate your life, evaluate yourself, and find out, make sure you have a purpose. Make sure that you're doing something that's worth cheering. And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? But make sure that you're actually producing something or being someone that needs to be cheered. If I'm sitting at home just watching Netflix every day, or if I'm sitting home or going to work and coming home and just kind of groping and complaining about my life and how pathetic it is, there's nothing for anyone to cheer me about, right? To cheer me on about. So first off, evaluate. That's number one. So when you're talking about being your own cheerleader and working on mindset, evaluate. Why do I need a cheerleader? What is it that I'm doing that I need to be cheered on about? Okay. Number two, make sure I'm giving you guys this in order. Celebrate your strengths. Like, literally rehearse to yourself what you're good at. I had to do this. I had to literally tell myself, Melissa, You're a great writer. You know, Melissa, you love people. Melissa, I had to literally sit down and talk to myself and tell myself all the good qualities that I possessed, because I didn't have a whole lot of people at one point in life pouring that into my life and telling me, oh, you know, you're great, you're awesome, you're smart, you can do it. I didn't grow up thinking I was very smart, to be honest. And I am a genius. Okay. But I had to literally tell myself. So the second one is participate. You are a genius, girl. Okay. You have to tell yourself, literally rehearse the things that are good about you. It might be, I have a wonderful smile. It might be, I'm very caring, I'm compassionate, I'm empathetic. Whatever it is, it might seem really small to you, or you might just be able to think of one thing. Rehearse it like over and over and over again. So we got number 1, that's evaluate. What am I doing? What is it about me that it needs to be celebrated? And then 2, actually go in and do the work and actually participate in the celebration. And the third one that's really important, and it's a really important one. The third one is to acknowledge your weaknesses and be honest about your flaws. Okay, so number 3 is eradicate. So we've got a chance. We've pinpointed 1. We evaluated. Okay, thank you so much for coming in. We evaluated like what it is that we're celebrating ourselves about. The dog. Sorry. What it is we're celebrating about. We're evaluating. 2, we actually participate. We get in there and literally coach ourselves. Welcome, Songbird. Welcome. We actually get in there and we coach and we tell yourself and we replay over and over again what it is about the things that we are celebrating. And then number 3 is eradicate. Then you have to go in and you have to confront, accept, acknowledge the weak areas. And then go in and go about changing them, go about building them up, go about eradicating and getting, not letting those things just kind of get in there and be comfortable and just hang out. We all are going to have flaws. I'm not talking about some kind of reality where we're just walking around as perfect creatures and everything about us is all together, but we can't get comfortable in our flaws. When you get comfortable in flaws, or when we lie to ourselves and don't acknowledge our flaws, it really undoes step 1 and step 2, undoes step 1 and step 2, because you're not even dealing in reality. You're not even in a position to see. You're not even in a position to work on anything and to celebrate anything, because you're going to be blinded by your flaws. So that's the 3 things to being your own cheerleader. And I know number 3 might sound a little strange, but that's how it worked for me. I had to say, okay, what it is that I'm being celebrated for. Get in there and do the celebration, and then work on the weak areas and work on those parts of me that weren't so pretty and so polished. And everybody has their own way of doing this. For me, what I ended up doing was starting a Facebook group, Moments with Missy, and I started talking about just where I was in life, what I was going through, my weak areas, and I kind of just ripped the cover off who I was, my past, my low points, and I put it out there. Not everybody has to do that. The best work, the real work, goes in secret, in your heart, when nobody can see it, when you don't have an audience. That's when it really matters, is being truthful with yourself. So for those who are just joining in, and for my replay viewers, I hope that, for those joining in, I hope that you are ready to share with us something great that's happening in your life. Remember, we were supposed to have the praise party this week. So those that are just coming in, I still would love to hear that. What are the great things that's going on in your life? What are you celebrating? And to my replay viewers, of course you can't comment, but I still would like for you to take a moment and think about that. What is it in your life that you're celebrating? What is it? What are the good things? We talk about a lot of the negativity. We talk about what's not going right, but I would just like to celebrate that. It's something I said I would do last week, and I wanted to come in and do that. So if you want to share it, great. If you don't, that's fine. As long as you think about it and identify it, that is totally fine. So for those that are just joining in, I'll wrap up. We're talking about mindset and being our own cheerleaders. So I opened up the scope with being positive, and then I brought out 3 pointers of how to be your own cheerleader, because that's welcome Toki Monster. That's really crucial when you're talking about mindset. You can't wait for other people to cheer you on. You've got to start it for yourself. So I said the number one, I said was evaluate. Figure out what it is and why it is that you are being cheered for or being cheered on about. And then number two, I said was participate. Actually start cheering yourself. Actually start mentally rehearsing and telling yourself, right, be your loudest. Yeah, I figured, Shantae. Hey. Oh, awesome. Okay. So she's being a cheerleader, and congratulations that you have a stay-at-home position. And I think that's amazing. And that's what you have to do, because stay-at-home mom, I'm not one personally, but I know about them. That's one of the hardest jobs. And it's so wonderful that you would be excited and cheer yourself on and, you know, do something that is worth being cheered for. Okay. And when I say worth being cheered for, I don't mean that I'm pulling out the ruler and I'm determining, oh, if you're worth it or not. But you are the one that determines what I'm doing and what am I about. Is this worth being cheered for? Thank you. I appreciate it. And so before we look to other people to do that, we need to decide that for ourselves. And so I talked about being honest, right? If we're being lazy, if we're procrastinators, if we're just surviving and just breathing and not really thriving, you know, and that's true. Pressing through the pain, that's a huge thing to celebrate. Anytime you're going through something difficult and you're just pressing through it and refusing to give up, that's tremendous. I congratulate you and everybody that's going through that. And that's where the celebration comes in. And the real empowerment and the real mindset change comes in when you start celebrating yourself, because no one knows your struggle like you do. And when you know it, like really know it, and know that you are staying on top of life and not giving in, I mean, who else knows what you're really going through besides you? People can sympathize and empathize with you, but I mean, you know where you're at. And when you know for yourself that you're doing your very best and you're learning how to thrive, I have this statement. I am a survivor who has learned how to thrive. There's one thing to survive, and then there's another thing to thrive. And so, you know, when you know where you're at and you know what you're faced with. So I congratulate everybody, and I hope that you're congratulating yourself. I don't care how small it is. If it was 2 pounds that you lost, if you reorganized that one closet in your house, you know, whatever it is, if you put in 50 applications for a job, or you applied to school, whatever it was that you did, whether big or small, I hope you take some time to congratulate yourself. So pointers 1 was evaluate, 2 was participate, and number 3 was eradicate. This is how you become your own cheerleader. You have to eradicate, get rid of, work on, improve those weak areas in your life. How can you really truly celebrate yourself if you're not bettering yourself? If you're not working on being the best person that you can be? So those 3 pointers I wanted to talk about today. I want to thank you all. So we're all there. And that's a good, I'm glad you mentioned that you need it, because I want to be very clear. These are like ongoing process. It's not like, oh, do step 1, do 2, do 3, and you will walk away, you know, a perfect cheerleader. As we grow, we're going to always keep doing these steps over and over again. I've come a long way, and I'm still doing step 2, especially, where I have to actually participate in being my own cheerleader and say, oh, Melissa, you're doing great. You know, just last night, I just had this big flood of fear that came over me, and it was like, you know, you're never gonna be anything. Moments with Missy isn't going anywhere. You're just spinning your wheels, da 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 da. And I had to just go, you know what? You know, I've done this, I've done that. And even in as I talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, where my celebration was my physical state, all that I've been through physically and mentally, thank you so much. And that's my mom, everybody. Yay. And yeah, everybody goes through fear and frustrations. And all that we have been through, like I said, you know what you've been through more than anybody else. So don't let anyone take your celebration. And don't allow yourself to depend on people before you start celebrating. You know, we have to take our control back from people. I understand, trust me, support from other people is crucial. It's important. That's a whole nother Periscope, a whole nother lesson. We need people. We need community. We need our tribes. But If you don't have yourself, if you can't root for yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, if you're not doing the things that you know you need to be doing, it's going to be very hard for you to cheer for yourself. And that is really where the most fulfillment comes from. When you can say at the end of the day, I made me proud. So thank you guys so much for coming in. Before I let you go, I did want to do two things. I want to open up if anybody had any questions or more comments or anything they wanted to say or ask. You could do that now. And secondly, I wanted to let you all know that I am having a Moments with Missy event in Chicago on May 14th. That's a Saturday. And it is at 2 o'clock to 4:30 p.m. I am so excited. I'm going to come and actually talk and open up and share my heart with you all and talk specifically about how disaster and devastation transformed my life. Thank you. Yes, tomorrow is my birthday. So on May 14th at 2 o'clock, I will be doing that. And not only will I talk about how it transformed me, but I'm also going to give you tips on how you can start living your best life and how you can take the challenges and the devastations that you've experienced and move forward. I'm so excited. It's nothing on this Periscope. It's nothing on social media. You get to see me real raw, live and in person. That's here in Chicago at 4120 South Indiana. But here's the thing. If you go to my website, it is there, as well as it's on social media. I am on Instagram. Oh, I didn't put it on Instagram yet, did I? Thanks for the website. Yes. momentswithmissy.com. If you go there, the information is there. If you would like to keep up with me between now and next Thursday when I come back, you can feel free, like I said, to visit the website, momentswithmissy.com. I'm also on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, public page, that's Moments with Missy. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Moments, capital W, Missy. And you can find me looking for Melissa Elise Hall, Hall. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If I can ever be any help, feel free to reach out. And I look forward to coming back next Thursday at 4 o'clock p.m. for another Moment with Missy via Periscope. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please share, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.